There we go. All right. That's why I'm not hearing it. Dumbass. And then I should also do this so you guys can actually see the full event here instead of being an idiot. All right. Hello, everyone. As I said before and told you all I'd be doing, I am making my sloppy joes tonight. For anyone wanting to cook along, I do have the list of ingredients for you. Let's start with the base of things. Good base of any sloppy joe is your meat. In this case, 3 pounds of ground beef. 3 cans of sandwich. And 1 large bottle of sweet baby rays. You need bread for buns afterwards. Alright. So, let's get this other stuff set aside. Now my coffee's just there so I can drink it. Sandwich. Honestly, I hate sandwich alone. Stuff's nasty to me. I had to deal with it growing up so much. Just straight sandwich. It's a no. Bring my coffee over here.
Stream Elements says, old Mage guy is now live. Streaming just chatting. Mage's sloppy joes.
Took you long enough, stream elements. Yeah, I do. So, you start off by, of course, getting your tubes of hamburger open. Or, for me, it's hamburger. Honestly, if you did it with pork, it'd just be ground pork sandwiches. Barbecue ground pork sandwiches. With mandwich. Ew. One of the biggest issues with mandwich is it is very acidic and very greasy. So instead of sitting there and getting meat that's a higher fat content, I will buy the lowest fat content I can. For one, I've got people in the household that have digestive issues, and too much grease not good for them whatsoever. So that's one thing I got to watch out for. Never mind my whole autistic issues and things I can and can't have. All right. And to be clear, my countertop has been washed already. I'm not just going on a dirty countertop that hasn't been cleaned.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, sloppy joe time let's go.
Yep, I just got the notification that they was on their way from the coast now, which gives me about an hour to get this done, which is more than plenty enough time. Oh, shit, I gotta pull out some french fries and see how long that is. I think it's like 16, 20 minutes, but still. Well, no, I should wait until closer to the time they're home. So that way they're nice and fresh and ready for Dad, and Dad can have some. Because Dad can't do french fries once they go cold, it doesn't matter. And no, french fries are not part of the sloppy joes, it's a side dish. Um, hey doofus, seasonings. Wish desire to start. Wish desire is not meant for every kind of meat, but it is usable on a lot. I knew I was forgetting to have something out and ready. My seasonings. Okay. Gotta get that beat down a little bit, so to speak. Just like that. And that's the garlic. That's the onion powder. I'm gonna sneeze. Pardon me. Okay. Garlic's there.
Restreambot
There's nothing
says,
else I need to add.
YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, what is that you poured in there first?
At first, that was wish desire sauce. And it done with the dribble versus a actual pour. You don't have to worry about using it in the same way you do a liquid smoke. It's not that kind of strong, but it is a good, strong seasoning. Somebody's going to correct me on exactly what it is. You know what? I'm okay with that. To me, it's a seasoning I use, so that's what I call it. If I'm wrong on what it is actually called, I'm wrong, and I don't mind. Alright. Minced garlic. Fresh, fresh chopped garlic, not minced. Put some on each bit of ground beef. Give that spoon a good rinse. Because you can use it again later if need be. I don't think I need to, but it doesn't go up there. Goes back in the fridge. Get the camera down to actually be able to properly see that. Put this on the back burner and turn it on. Now, because it takes some time to actually simmer after the meat's cooked, I sit here and pop it up to 6 on the dial for the burner. And, what do I have? Don't want leche, don't want to use apples. Ooh. This is something I'm just trying. So don't mind the wine. It's an experiment, not part of the recipe typically. Get things mixed in, or at least broken up, kind of mixed around. If my theory is right, that wine that I threw in, which was a blackberry, blueberry, raspberry wine,
Restreambot
will
says,
create a nice
YouTube, at
undernote.
Hinson Jackson 3835, I know someone who put beer in it after it's cooked and let the meat simmer in beer lol.
You can, you very much can. At this point in time, what I'm doing is a test for trying to get an undertone flavor to it. If I can get the sweet berry flavor of the wine to come out underneath the barbecue sauce, it'll be really nice. Nose blown, wash hands. Pardon me. Starting to smell pretty cooking already.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Dennis5773, going to put cheese in it.
No, I don't put cheese in my sloppy joes. Ooh, interesting. That's coming out with a bit of a dill smell to it. Somewhere between dill and the smell of dehydrated onions. I was good and did right by getting 3 pounds. I was wondering if I got enough. I'm not used to doing smaller batches.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, that's gonna be sloppy joes for day Brody lol. Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, days.
Oh, we like our sloppy joe stacked here. But then again, sloppy joes are great day after. Take it with you to work. Freaking don't even have to warm it up when you do it like this. Because it's just as good hot as it is cold. Just as good cold as it is hot. A lot of people, when when they say sloppy joes, they just think manwich, and I can't. It's too much tomato. It's too much acid. It's like a failed attempt at trying to do Pink Bunny. It's the way I look at it. So no, I don't just use straight manwich. Of course, I tell some people I use manwich, and like, you use manwich? What the fuck? Just like nobody uses manwich anymore. It's like, I know it.
Stream Elements says, find me in other places: Discord, Twitter, YouTube, Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. Old Mage Guy on TikTok as Mage.
I've had people who say they don't like manwich. Try my sloppy joes and go, I almost can't tell it's made with manwich. It's like, it's because manwich isn't the star of the show. It's not supposed to be. Grab my lid. Let it heat itself up like that for a little bit. Can opener. So we'll see if I need 2 or 3. I think I'm going to need 3. I could be wrong though. Okay, I'm getting warm. Give me a moment. Alright, that's better. My cat's like, come back in and sit down. What the hell? Watch pan positioning on the burner. Doopy doopy doo. The part of cooking I really don't care for is the waiting. Big reason why I just don't really care to cook. Do it because I gotta do it to eat. Especially when I eat something that tastes decent most of the time. Stuff for flavor. Almost nice and browned. Later on this month, I'll be making stroganoff. Not exactly from scratch, but might as well be. Pardon me. Key rule: any canned good that has fat or grease in it, shake it before you open it. Except for refried beans. Refried beans, you can shake it all day. It's not going to help. Anything that doesn't have that kind of consistency, like most of your chilies, shouldn't be like that. I'll just grab the real can opener, because that one's garbage.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, good tip.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to get stuff out of the can, one. Two, a lot less you have to try to do that with. Oh yeah, it still tastes like ketchup. For those wondering, yes, I was being sarcastic with that. I do not like the way Manwich tastes alone. Alright. Hamburger's brown, so we will now turn it down to about 4.5. Let's simmer a little bit there while we grab out a strainer. Yeah, some of you are going to like, what, a strainer? Why would you need a strainer? Well, that's simple. Oh, that's right. Can't do it like that. Never mind. I don't need a strainer. Hmm. It does leave me at a bit of a conundrum. Because I need something to put the grease in. There we go. So, next step, she'll take your, whatever you're going to put your grease in right now. I'm just going to use this little square pan. Bring it over here. I should get the pot holder over here. And it still hasn't been washed. Oof. Well, I'm just glad it's not touching the food. And for safety's sake, I'm going to put that pan in the sink just so I don't make a mess on the counter. You guys aren't going to be able to see me pour it, but sorry. Now, that towel touched the outside of the pan, did not touch any of the drippings or grease that came out of the pan. Done intentionally, of course. Alright. Now, slide that back over onto the burner. Get your first can in there. Yeah, definitely at least two. Yeah, I've had people ask me several times when they see me start just shaking the can as if it's a can of paint on their paint mixer. Why do you do that? Because it makes it easier. Most chilies like to get a little thick and clump up. You give it a good shake like that, breaks it up, makes it a lot easier to heat up, and you don't have to worry about the big old can shaped chunk. Same thing with most canned soups. You guys will get to see a nice display of that when I do stroganoff. Okay. Looks like tomato sauce for people who don't know how to make spaghetti. Your nasty as manwich mixed in. Which honestly is just tomato paste with sugar. Really. Okay. That looks about right. Just a basic tomato look. So, 3 pounds, 2 cans of manwich, and then you grab your baby rays. Get that sucker opened up. And you want to use the baby rays just enough to start changing the color from that dark red, or not even dark red, that reddish orange to a bit darker. Yeah, it takes a bit. And then just mix it in. Now, the heat is still on. Whoops. Don't go splashing everywhere, please. We're not quite dark enough yet. We're getting there, but not quite. The reason why you get the big bottle is because the small bottle is not enough. I've already used well more than half the bottle. The sugar and brown sugar and sweet smokiness of Sweet Baby Ray's counters the high acidity of tomato sauce. And we can turn this back up to 5. Not quite there. You want to try to bring that sweet note towards the front. You're going for almost a barbecue sloppy Joe versus a regular. If you haven't already figured that part out. That's what we're doing here. And let me tell you, tastes a lot better. If pulled pork nachos blow your mind, this is the same idea, but for sloppy joes. Sloppy joes meets barbecue compared to nacho meets barbecue. There we go. Oh, still got a little bit of that tomato tang in the back. I know why. I forgot something. Oh, dumbass, you usually rinse the cans out with your milk so that way you have the milk to cut the acid a little bit more. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot of milk. Just a smidge. There it is. Still can use just a touch more cube. It's not supposed to have that final tomato note. And that's what sets my sloppy joes apart. Again, I've also got to remember, this hasn't simmered yet. If it seems a little thick, good. It's supposed to seem a little thick. Not horribly, just a little bit. You'll have to actually even it out, not just let it do it itself, because it won't. And then you sit there and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. After that, it's done. 8 o'clock, what time did I get that message? Can I start the french fries now? Actually? Yeah.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835,
Oh.
coming along nicely.
Never mind. I will not start the french fries. Save those for those burgers we got. Forgot about that. So, I did end up getting a can of manwich too much, but meh. Shit happens. Just means got it for a later point.
Restreambot says, YouTube, At Hinson Jackson 3835, now's a good time to show Loki lol.
Loki's in there sleeping, and that laptop doesn't exactly have a battery hooked up to it anymore. I try to move you guys, and we go bye bye. Yeah, I even checked on him before it got started because I'm not feeling so good today. Having a poops. And you'll want to see separation of any grease that's there on top completely, which is going to include a lot of your acids from the tomato before it's done. And yeah, you'll want to stir it. It's not going to burn in the typical sense of many things would, but you also don't want it to. I might bump this back up a little bit, I don't know. The primary thing for me is I won't be able to eat right away because I cooked.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, are you all out of Fireball?
No. No. No, I only drank 3/4 of it last night. 3/4 to fifth. Told y'all when I drank and when I want to drink and drink, I can drink.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, oh okay not bad.
Brother, think of the time frame. I started drinking what? 9 o'clock? And almost went through an entire fifth before 3? That's stupid. That's ridiculous. No one should be drinking like that. It's absolutely ridiculous that that's what it takes. I mean, you saw last night, I wasn't exactly gone by any means, but I was drunk. Especially that last hour where my dumbass sat there and poured another drink and drank it before I went to bed. Shit, I'll grab that shit and show you exactly how much of that shit's left. Fucking hell. When I took a look at it this morning, I kicked myself in the ass. Like, holy shit. No wonder I kind of feel funny. It'd be surprising if I didn't have the hangover. Only because I've started having hangovers more now that I'm getting older. But they're like you've seen so far today, 9 times out of 10. It's part of the reason why I haven't actually sat there and said, I'm not hungover. And I've actually sat there and said, I think I'm hungover. That's how much I went through last night.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, hangovers suck bro man, especially when you're off of vodka.
See, that's just it.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, damn that was a good amount LMAO.
That's what it takes for me to get properly drunk. It's ridiculous. A fifth and six, almost an entire fifth in 6 hours. And yeah, I could have done the whole fifth. No, I don't drink very often because of that reason. Oh, by the way, still can't forget anything, even though I do get good and drunk. There's no memory loss. There's no forgetting anything. I remember fucking everything. Everything about the night, everything that I didn't want to think about. I get drunk. Yeah. Never mind being aware. I know the nice thing about my sloppy joes is you don't have to sit there and make a burger out of it. You don't have to sit there and make a sandwich. One of the beautiful things about it is you can treat it like shit on a shingle and just throw it on a piece of bread. So sourdough, perfect. And then we had as the oven joy.
Restreambot says, YouTube, at Hinson Jackson 3835, facts.
Or ooh, those are Hawaiian rolls. That would actually be pretty damn good. The Hawaiian offset to the barbecue? Yeah. Whoop. Hey. That needs to get washed. Oh shit, that reminds me. I've got to go get those pads in the dryer. I gotta go get those potty pads in the dryer. Because like I said, low-key kind of had a boom boom all over the place today, this morning. Oh yeah, now that's behaving a little bit more like liquid, which is kind of what should be expected. It should have that consistency somewhere between liquid and, almost like, I'm not going to say a paste because that's not the right word. It's almost like well, like a spaghetti sauce. And don't worry, as you cook it, yes, it's going to get darker. That's okay. Just make sure you keep stirring it. Make sure you let it simmer. It's going to bubble. Be ready for it. But it's okay. They got clean. Okay. I just wasn't sure they would. Hi, Jaboo. Hi, Chi. Oh, and make sure you get your pan soaking right away after you've gotten the stuff out of it. Because the less time it has to dry on, the better chances you have of getting it clean without a big fight. Just being real. Hello. Camera here. There's a camera here. I'm live. Oh, gee. Good girl. It's almost done. Ouchie. Out. Chi-Chi, out the kitchen. I thought about doing the French fries, and I remembered. Oh wait, we've got the hamburger patties. I don't want to do the French fries. I want to save those for the hamburgers. Yeah, 8 o'clock. I looked up. I was like, "Can I do the French fries yet?" Yes, I can. Go to pull the French fries out, see the hamburgers on top. It's like, oh yeah, never mind. I don't want to do that. Put those back. Sloppy Joes do go a lot better on their own than hamburgers do. Yep. And it is almost done. The color is nice and even. Nice. Well, savory looking darkness, which is what you're going for. So, come with me, and you shall see what the judges look like after they're done. That's the color they should be. The nice, well, maple sugar, dark maple sugar color. So, oops, that is done. And you either just put it straight onto your bread, like SOS or shit on the shingle, or you make a sandwich out of it. Personally, it kind of depends. I mean, sometimes it just ends up that way anyhow. So I'm going to end the stream here so that way people can get their food once they come back in. And that's how you make my sloppy joes. Anyone who cooked along, enjoy. And hope you enjoy it, I should say.